Most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you, Lord, for all the blessings you've bestowed on us. Lord, the big ones we see and the little ones we don't even notice. And Lord, as we go about the city's business, Lord, let us do what's right in your eyes. Give us the wisdom to do what's right in your will and not what's right in our eyes. And I say these things in your Son's name, Jesus, Messiah. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have roll call.
Vice Mayor French.
Here.
Alderman Swan. Here. Alderman Bellamy.
Here.
Alderman Kilgore.
Here.
Alderman Saints. Here. Alderman Hill is absent.
Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes for July 11th?
I make motion.
Second? Second. Is there any corrections? Call the
Vice Mayor French. Alderman Swan. Alderman Bellamy. Alderman Kilgore. Alderman Saints.
Do we have correspondence?
Yes, sir, we have 2 letters. This one is to Chief George Chambers. Dear Chief, the residents at Magnolia Glen want to thank you and your staff for installing our new smoke alarms. Having alarms that are wired into our electrical systems made the change even more challenging. We were able to purchase our own alarms, but your offer to provide alarms to those who cannot afford them is also appreciated. As you say on the website, smoke alarms that are properly installed and maintained play a vital role in reducing fire deaths and injuries. Having a working smoke alarm cuts the chance of dying in a reported fire in half. In fact, your website offers many helpful hints for people of all ages. It was a pleasure to welcome your staff into our homes, and we are all grateful for their quick work and courteous interactions with our residents. Manchester is fortunate to have such an excellent fire department. Sincerely, Jess Overall, Chairman of the Board of Managers. And then the other is a thank you note. It says, Mayor, Alderman, and employees, thanks so much for supporting me while I was employed full-time by the city. I appreciated the retirement reception and the retirement gifts, but I mostly treasure the friendship and being part of a great team. May God bless all of you, Joy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I don't have anything. Any comment from citizens?
Mayor, our Park Partners group would like to make a check over, how appropriate since the discussion we just had, for some money. If you'd come down, I'd like to take a picture of them with you making a donation of $35,000 to the city.
Bring it back.
This is our Park Partners group. They've worked very hard. This is our second substantial contribution to the soccer project. Still want to sort of get around.
Let me get to the board. They'll come on that door.
And they're volunteers. They don't get paid a dime. Probably need to get in here tight.
Say money.
Money.
Well, hold on. Money.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Here, buddy, let's give this to you.
Well, it really goes to Bridget.
Okay, all right, thank y'all so much.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Anytime anybody want to give me any money, I'll be glad to come back. Okay, we're getting committees, safety, finance.
We kind of handled what we were going to talk about at our meeting and work session, so we will not have a meeting this morning.
Okay. Arts Commission, streets.
If I could bring in the resolution now or at new business about extending the contract with Rogersburg for the package.
Let's do it after we have the second reading of the ordinance. And that way
So you're bringing
we
it
can change
up.
the
Water and sewer,
We will not have a meeting this month.
recreation.
Our meeting's next Thursday. I do want to let people know that, because we get telephone calls right now about the outdoor pool. The outdoor pool is open until Thursday. We'll be open weekends after that. And then for 2 weeks, we'll be open Mondays and Wednesdays from 11 to 2, and Tuesday and Thursday night, 6 to 8:30. If people will check on our Facebook page, that's where you'll get the times for the outdoor pool now that school's getting back in. I'm not going to have it open Monday through Friday anymore after Thursday.
Okay. Tourism,
We did have Sarah Beth Irvin down from the state of Tennessee. She attended the meeting the other night, which we've worked with, in the past, the state's had a co-op program for tourism commissions. That was always capped. It's, they call it eliminates the top 5 counties from participating. This year, through their partnership with ECD over the past couple of years, in doing a $1 million grant, they've also now increased the co-op budget to $1 million as well, and they've removed the caps. So what we essentially did, the tourism department, is took the budget that we had submitted in the past to the city of Manchester and submitted that budget as a co-op to the state. So if they co-op us it's a 1-to-1 match, we've already budgeted money, so we'll submit that to the state. If we approve it, I'll bring it forward. Essentially, they pay for our budget. So that's with that with them eliminating the cap, that's one thing we do this year. We'll see how it goes.
okay. Historical zoning. Okay, we're getting into resolution order.
Listed on your agenda is the second reading of the ordinance to amend Manchester Municipal Code 57034 to substitute resolution for ordinance. This had to change from last time to raise $35,000 in approved expenditures. That amount was by resolution, which only required one reading. Passed first last time.
Make a motion. Got a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Big call roll.
Vice Mayor French.
Aye.
Alderman Stoller. Alderman Bellamy. Alderman Kilgore. Alderman St.
And listed in the minutes from last time is was the first reading of an ordinance to purchase the street sweeper and the truck. It's not listed on the agenda this time. I think it probably was something that was not put on because of the discussion in the work session. I don't know if you want to have a second reading on that, or if you want to, whatever the board's pleasure is. I just noticed the minutes said the first reading the last time for that, purchase that, and that was something discussed at the board. I don't know if the board wants to go forward with that or wait till the September meeting, whatever.
What you want to do?
I thought that was the more
I don't think it required, I don't think that,
Can't remember what I wrote last week.
I think it was just to buy those things. I don't think it addressed the funding, but whatever the board's pleasure is, if you want to wait till the September meeting to go forward with that, or if you want to go ahead and pass it on second and delete any reference to financing. I don't, there's not a copy of it here, and I wasn't paying attention, so I just saw it in the minutes. So just whatever the board's pleasure is.
The thing about delaying is that it was on the state contract truck driver. We were fearful that we were going to exceed that time frame.
I just make a motion that we eliminate the terminology.
That's all.
And move forward with,
Even if it's in there, I don't have a copy of it right here. So.
Okay. You make a motion?
but
You make a second?
I don't know. Like I said, it's in here.
Well, I was seconding with that amendment to remove the,
Any financing language, if any, is in there. Okay.
Okay. All right, then discussion on it? Call roll.
Vice Mayor French.
Aye.
Alderman Swan. Alderman Bellamy. Alderman Coolmore. Alderman Sane.
Added in new business is another resolution to purchase some money. This is with the rec center to construct a soccer field. It was bid out for slightly over $80,000, and there wasn't $82,293 was the low bid. Mr. St. John dealt with the low bidder, and they eliminated more than half of the work and got the bid price down to $37,890. They eliminated such things as culvert, head wall, digging, seeding and straw, silk fencing. They took the compaction test out. They're going to use a single axle dump truck instead of compacting, I don't know, in place of what probably a sheep's foot roller. And they required the city of Manchester to haul and provide $17,000 worth of dirt and $11,000 worth of hauling. So it doesn't reduce the cost of the project to $37,000. It just reduces the outlay with Billy Thomas. Mr. St. John could explain more, or Ms. Gamble. I don't know what it takes to build.
This is part of our local LPRF soccer grant that we have. And so even though we're hauling, and Brent's been nice enough to come and work with us about that, we will get credit from the state where they will match the value of our in-kind services, our value. So we just need to keep track of how much that dollar amount is that we're doing. So in essence, we will get credit for that. But this is for part of what that grant scope is, which is to provide another practice soccer field out at the site.
Okay, is there any more discussion? Anybody understand? You have a second?
second.
Is there any discussion on it? Call roll.
Vice Mayor French. Alderman Swan. Alderman Bellamy. Alderman Coolmore. Alderman Sane.
Also, as Alderman Swan mentioned about extending the Rogers Group contract, it's not listed on here. When they bid that, I think they were the only bidder last time, that their contract was usually for 2 years, or allows us to extend it if they agree. And I think Mr. Carter received a notification either today or yesterday that they were willing to extend it, so it would be whatever the board's pleasure is about a resolution to extend that contract for the upcoming year.
Okay.
And I'll reduce it to writing by next time.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second? Is there any discussion? Call roll.
Vice Mayor French. Alderman Swan. Alderman Bellamy. Alderman Coolmore. Alderman Sane.
Okay, is any old business come forward? New business?
Mayor, I'd like to make a proposal. Basically off the conversations that we had with the budget amendment. I share the sentiment that we've got to tighten some things up. I do believe in the process and completing the process the right way, which I think we did. I think we asked our department heads to do the same. I would like to see us, and we can call a vote on this tonight, or we can kick down the road and discuss it. But I would like to see us, since the budget's passed, without this being discussed at this point, I'd like to see us to initiate a bonus program for savings in the budget. And so, for example, the 5% number, if we were to save 5% of the budget, I think that we should return 1% of that to the employees in the form of a bonus per capita across the board. Our budget, roughly $12.5 million. That would be a savings to the city. After the bonus paid to employees would be a $500,000 savings to the city, $500,000. We could also put a 7% level in there. Did that, we could give the employees 1.5% of that for bonus. The city would save $689,000. I would much rather see us go that direction and involve our employees in the savings process. And also I think it would be our responsibility to monitor the savings, that we're not just kicking them down the road until next year's budget and we're going to inflate it in. That's bad management. We want bad managers. We don't have bad managers. And also we don't want to see sacrifices that are undue. For example, paying would have to be paid. We're not going to have to pay the budget. But we are allowed to move things around, like SD funds and things like that, the state, prison, some funds there. And so be it. I think that includes our employees in the process. You get the savings that are being asked of the departments. And I think that you create a stipulation that your department's got to hit the mark to be able to benefit for the employees in that department, to be able to benefit from the bonus. If they don't, the bonus obviously isn't included. But I would like to see us do something like that. It would be a savings onto the budget and for next year. And if, when we go into next year's budgetary process, if you want to see, I think we need to set a target. I think the board needs to set a target. The mayor always has a proposed budget, but that seems to be different than what board members are envisioning. So I think that next year, when that comes to be, I think the mayor needs to have a proposed budget, and the board needs to have a proposed target of where that budget needs to be, up or down. So if you guys say the mayor's proposed budget needs to be cut by 5%, we can say on the get-go, January, February, when we start the process, and let them work towards cutting it. But for this year, instead of a freeze, I'm adamantly against the freeze. We just passed this budget. We just said, okay, this is the budget. Instead of freezing it right now, unless it's indicative to the expense being above the projection, I don't think we need to freeze. I think we need to incentivize it and move forward. I oppose that. The numbers can be adjusted however we want to. That's, to me, instead of saying, you're going to cut 5% more of the budget, let's bring it for a budget amendment, I'd rather create an incentive program. If you want 5%, we go out another 5%. If we get that number, we'll pay out 1% of it in the form of bonus.
Wouldn't that raise, we just gave them the benefit to them be frugal rather than going out more money for bonus?
Well, that would,
that's the whole point of giving them a raise. They're going to do a good job and they're going to be frugal with their tax dollars. I don't think we need to give them another bonus just because they done what we've asked them to do.
No, we're asking them to do something new. We're asking them to create 5% savings.
I think we've always asked, or should have always
Well, I
asked
think
them to.
that would be to suggest that they're not being frugal with it already once we pass the budget. I mean, I think that our departments pretty much do. I think they would be in line with that anyway.
Well, I think our department heads are dedicated enough that they can do it without spending some more taxpayer money for bonus.
Again, with the net savings, let's take the spin off of it. We're talking about a net savings of over $500,000 either way.
But shouldn't they do that anyway?
Well, I'm not questioning the amount of the budget that it is anyway. So, I mean, if someone gives you a budget, do you automatically say 5%, 7%? I need to do that anyway, it needs to be 7% or 5, what's the?
No, they will be kind of frugal and tight purse strings.
Alderman Bellamy, it would give them a reason to look for ways to save money.
I think that's their job, I think that's their job, is to look for the ways to save money.
Well, they should do that anyway.
I think their job is to spend $12,529,368 like the Board of Mayor and Alderman told them to do. That's what I think their job is, to be quite frank. That's the number we gave them. That's what I think the expectation is. And we did it in the form of a budget. There can be no more clear expectation than black and white. That's the expectation of the job, to me.
But every budget that we've had, we've done things like that, we still put freezes on. I don't think that's something we should do right now.
It is a projected budget as well, and
Yeah.
they are based on historical data, the amount that they have spent in the past, but they know that if they don't need to spend it, they should spend it, because it is taxpayer dollars.
And I do agree, we need to tell them up front at the next year's budget what's expected. Rather than pass budget, they come in at 1 month of it, have we do 100% on that.
Well, that's why I'm proposing cuts in this form instead of a revisit cut. I'm not saying.
Proposing that for this year or for next year?
Just this year. So you've got a contingency observation. You have contingency that wants the budget cut. The number was given tonight at 5%. Okay, which means we need to take a $12.5 million budget down to $12 million somehow.
This fiscal year? I thought we said next fiscal.
Just this year. But this is meeting in the middle. This is where we're getting the savings that we want this year, and we're incentivizing those savings. And then next year, we throw out a number that here's where we want the budget to be, 5% above, 5% below. But it's the board's pleasure. I mean, the way I look at it,
You're saying ask them to cut 5% out of this fiscal year's budget.
start tomorrow. If they hit that target and we pay the bonus, it would be a $500,000 savings.
I think they're saying by doing that, that you know that they can do it, just by even offering that. And
I don't think so. I don't think the fire department can do it. I don't think there's any possible way they can do that.
No, because if you look at our budget, 99% of your budget is personnel costs.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're going to lose 3 people, I can do that, but I'm going to lose services at the same time. So I can't get rid of $105,000 this year. It's impossible. I can save money, but I can't save $105,000. $105,000 what I have to operate with.
So no, I don't think it. I think that there's different areas that we can save, but no, I absolutely.
which goes back to the work session, and I said, like, we looked at the budget as a whole for those cuts, because just what we said, you know, the street department, the fire department, we feel like there's another there.
I mean, I really agree with the items that I feel like we cut. I can't speak for everybody. And the items that I felt needed to be cut and could be cut, I brought up in the meeting. So when we say, why are we cutting things, I brought up cuts that were made in the budget. I just need to be excluded from the meeting because I didn't have it. My motion has no second, so I'll take it off the table.
I ask if you need a second.
What call? Yeah, but I don't think there's no way.
Sure.
I have received a phone call from a local businessman that received department and our street director during the flooding. And I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that during the board meeting, that everyone knew and how much they appreciated the street department for being out that night and the director for being out. And then I just also learned of some news tonight, Mayor, and this is a compliment to you, but I think everyone should know, Sage Mayor, to chime in on this, because we had a citizen that had attended probably 5 or 6 of our meetings and was disgruntled about some decisions, and the mayor went above and beyond what I think he probably should have, and stepped out with them and showed them around the city and changed their mind. And then in the process, there was an unfortunate event that happened in that family, and the one man came back just to say that it was very dear to that lady's heart what the lady did. So, thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Well, all right, we'll adjourn and get in the beer room.
We have one permit that's for Logan's. It's a management change. The applicant named Charles Manson. Everything's agreeable with the permit. We have no issues.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. Second. Is there any discussion? Call the roll.
Vice Mayor French. Alderman Swan. Alderman Bell. Mayor Norman. Alderman Kilgore. Alderman Sands.
You also, Board, you also have something else on your agenda. The city police department conducted several stings to have underage people buy beer, and they had a number of violations, and they went by and talked to everybody that had sold beer to a minor, and that they were going to come back and do it. And they went back and did it on 5/31, and 2 of the people they had been to see and told them they were going to come back by also sold beer to I believe a 16-year-old minor. The police department and the mayor signed a letter asking them to come up here and explain themselves, and it appears that nobody has showed up. The way the beer board ordinance is written is that the beer board can investigate any complaints and cite him to appear and show cause why his permit should not be revoked. So it's the board's decision as to whether it wishes to issue a citation for these 2 violators to appear and show cause why their permit should not be revoked or suspended. The board does that. I have one prepared citing them to the meeting on September the 5th to show cause why it should not be suspended or revoked. The police department wrote them a nice letter asking them to come, and they apparently have thumbed their noses at the board. So I don't see anybody showed up here. So I think the next step is either to ignore it and it continue to be a problem. And I know one of the offending stores, the Manchester Beer and Tobacco outlet down below the First National Bank branch at 1854 Hillsborough Highway, they were called on 2/22/17, 3/28/17, and 5/31/17. The other one at 1116 MacArthur Drive was called on 3/23/17 and 5/31/17. So I have petitions for both, and whatever the board wishes to do, I can sign those and file them with the beer board if the beer board wants that, but it appears that it must be initiated by the beer board, the citation to appear and show cause, whatever. We need a motion for that.
Okay, I need a motion to second.
Have they not already been told for these letters to be here?
Yes.
That's our only option, is to give them another 30 days?
Correct, unless you want to convene a beer board meeting. You have to give them 5 days notice before the hearing, so you can convene another, have a special call beer board meeting and do it on 5 days notice.
What about everybody else that sold the other convenience stores, liquor stores, and so forth? Did they not,
What we done was, we did a round in the morning, during the morning hours. Then we'll try to hit each shift to see if it was just a problem, because evidently, afternoons, everybody's hopping aboard, there's more people out. It's a burden for people to check IDs and everything, so we see how the pattern went. Well, the particular stores that we're talking about, didn't really matter when it was, who you sent in there. Actually, the tobacco outlet that he's talking about, while we were there doing the beer buy, we see a juvenile over there, and we do a traffic stop on him. We get a case of beer from him, and he stated to me, hey, this is where everybody goes. It doesn't matter. This is where we go. So, evidently, they're the problem, and we'd like to just deal with it. Right now, I feel like it's on our shoulders to do that.
well, my question was, we're just doing, why didn't we sign everybody?
We went back. We gave, just like last time we done this, we gave them all the morning and went back to recheck them.
So you went to everybody that sold your first operation and said, look, we caught you.
Yes, sir.
Don't be doing this no more. We won't check you again.
Right. Gave them fair warning.
3 months later, they had two repeat offenders.
Is this the only 2 repeat people?
I believe so.
So we can only,
Cite them in.
that they've already been asked, Alderman Gilmore asked, a second ago, they've already been asked once to be here tonight.
Right, there was a letter to them, but it did not, it was issued by the mayor or by the police department. And I think the way the ordinance is written, it has to be issued by the beer board. And the letter did not, it just asked to explain for beer sales infractions. It did not, I don't think it warned them enough that they might be revoked. If they said it's
Now, the clerks were cited in the general sessions court. The actual clerk would actually sold the...
criminally prosecuted.
Right.
I'd make a motion that we cite them to court and make it, not court, cite them to the beer board and make it plain to them that if they don't show up, they'll be revoked. They might be revoked anyway.
I'd like to do this in 7 days where they don't have 30 days.
I agree.
I mean, I want to suspend it tonight.
I'd like to see a lock on the door.
I would also urge that we create a policy that automatically suspends until further notice if your cause is showing if you've been cited.
3 times.
If the third citation, you're suspended until the next period. And if that's 29 days, I'm sorry. But, I mean, I think that we need to, they need to have a tool without it being in the kind of arbitrary state. If you get that third citation, you need to be suspended until it's fixed.
Is that the state that's saying that it's your board that has to do that, or can we do this?
We could probably do that. We probably have to have a little more formal, because I don't think they cited them in March. I think they just warned them. Like 10, he has a list, 8 or 10 violators in March. I don't know how many people we have show here, probably 40 beer licensees. But he only had like 8 or 10 in March, and then we'll be, Arnold, we'll be back. And they went back in at the end of May, and
These 2 slaps in the face and don't show up.
Okay.
Just tell me one day.
A motion and second to do this. And then, if you want to, then we can set a deal for 7 days after we send this out, which probably best to do it next Friday or something like that.
No, it's giving them too much time there.
Well, you might have a chance to get the letter unless they don't deliver it.
We'll have the police department deliver it first.
We do that.
Police department give them signed receipt that they got it, and I say let's have it Monday.
I'd like to add to my motion. We have a beer board on August the 8th to deal with this matter. So that's 7 days from today. What time is it easy for everybody? It don't matter to me.
12 o'clock,
I don't think we can be here.
That's fine.
Well, I can, we will have to be here. That's early. When I got,
What is it?
It's at 3 on next Tuesday. We don't have anything next Wednesday.
Right next Monday.
Next Monday is good, the 7th.
we gotta get there tomorrow.
Yeah, policemen can serve under the ordinance, served by city policemen.
Okay.
We could be served tomorrow. Hey, we can be served tonight.
This is the 7th, give it the adequate time.
Yes, just barely.
I changed it, make it the 7th then instead of the 8th. That suits everyone better.
What about the 7th? About that?
7th, clear, what time?
Whatever time is best for the majority of the members. 5. I like 5.
Okay.
5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Or 5:30.
Let's vote on that, then we'll,
Is there a motion out there?
yeah,
Second.
okay. Call it up.
Vice Mayor French. Alderman Swan.
Aye.
Alderman Bellman.
Uh,
Mayor Norman.
No.
Alderman Kilgore.
Aye.
Alderman Saint.
Okay, and then we'll meet, what was that name?
August 7th at 5:10 is what I.
Okay, that's all right with that. Your board meeting, August 7th.
Are there no fines that can be?
Yes, in fact, we have a policy that says,
A fine cannot exceed $50 without a jury to assess it. You can assess civil penalties in some ways, but they have to be coercive. It's almost more trouble than it's worth. Because of our state constitutional provision, you could assess a civil penalty, but it must bear some connection with the cost of enforcement. And you could assess, our ordinances don't allow us to assess a civil penalty now, but we could amend it to do that. But it would have to be a function of like how much time the police put into prosecuting or something. It can't be a punitive situation where it's being defined. It can't be just a $500, but we could amend our Bureau ordinance to provide for a civil penalty, and that they could have kept up with the time they went out to these 10 or 12 or all the time they put in enforcement, and then make the 2 violators divide it up. It's kind of a cumbersome process, but it might be helpful.
But these do have went to sessions court or will go.
Just the clerks, not the people that hold the beer license.
could we, when they renew on an annual basis, if they have 1 citation, their renewal cost X amount of dollars. If they have 2 citations, their renewal cost X amount of dollars. If they have 3 citations, their renewal cost X amount of dollars.
If we revoke a beer, I'm sorry to get in, if we revoke a beer license, does that not put a moratorium of certain length of time before the
Can't do that.
building can have another beer permit?
1 year.
That address or that business?
Location. It pollutes the location. Let's study it. If you have 3 violations in a year,
We can't change it in 7 days.
No, I mean, if you have, your beer permit costs you $10,000, like you might be a little bit more studious.
I think we need to give them the option of paying $10,000 or having their license suspended.
That's extortion. We can't.
No, it ain't, if they got the choice.
That's the new way of government.
Let's vote on that.
5% of our budget, in other words.
I'm not doing something where you guys can.
The choice will be there.
If we go back and talk for a minute about the suspension and maybe on the September meeting, we
Yeah.
have an ordinance to present that.
Yes.
about an automatic suspension or administrative suspension.
Administrative by the police department.
Okay.
But I'd like to see that fine structure on the renewal before, because I'd like to include that before a suspension.
It's not a fine.
Well, yeah, I mean,
The
renewal.
user fee.
Or you're taking another
That matters.
2,500 and 10,
Well, I mean, if you get one,
is it 2,000?
yeah,
Does that send a message to them, it's okay to go ahead and sell it, we're just gonna up your fees?
Sell enough of it, you can pay for it.
Well,
And obviously,
We're-
we're fair.
well, if they sell enough of it, they can return 1% of that to their employees.
Well, we might be able to balance it.
No, I don't think it says that, but I also, in reality, I do think that the business has an obligation to the employees, to train them. I think they're liable for it too, not just employees. Employees go to court and they get their fines and fees, and that's fine. But I think that the business itself needs to have some accountability, other than getting to the point where they're just suspended. I mean, if you've got if your permit costs you $5,000 next year, if you get in one time, I mean, I think that, I bet it clears up quick. I bet you guys would have a lot harder time getting 16-year-olds 5 years. You might have to move them up to 20-year-olds. But,
Go ahead.
no, I mean, I think it,
Are you talking about like the 21 people they caught the first time?
yeah, next year their beer permit costs more money.
Okay. Not, and I think the police department did a good job. They called them, they went back and said, hey, don't do this no more. And then they called them again. I think if the police department does that, I agree. Ding them on their beer license. And the second time they catch them, revoke them. Period.
They get put into a different bracket. They have a citation on it.
Well, that second, they suspended by them.
I'll think about it. I can't reject it out of hand, but I can't tell you right offhand. But I think the officers were, the general impression I got talking about them is that the education they were getting from management was to sell it to minors.
Well, the particular stores, yes.
Yeah.
And you have, you know, like Circle K's and all that. They do good training, you know, but then they also hire lazy employees that just, you know, hey, just show me something.
I don't think these are laziness is what
But
the
didn't you
impression I
guys
got.
provide some education to those people after the first?
We have in the past. Yes, ma'am.
Well, and distributors do as well. But when we get into a suspension, let me just throw this out here, plain devil's advocate. Get into suspension, if they don't own that property, then you've landlocked that property for a property owner who's just simply got a lease out.
A revocation,
Yeah.
not a suspension.
Registration. That, I mean, so Bill may just go and move somewhere else or out of town, it doesn't matter, but whoever's got that, owns that property or stuff in the building, they can put beer permit in, be released. If it's a gas station, for example. Or even, you know, for that matter, a restaurant. I'm an overtime, so we have to.
Vote on that motion.
We got to vote. All right, Alderman.
Vice Mayor French. Alderman Swan. Alderman Bellamy. Mayor Norman. Alderman Kittle. Alderman Sands.
We'll have a copy of it.
Be done.